much.
Hi,
Hi.
Sharon. How are you?
I'm great. How
So
are
good to see
you?
you. Very well, very well. How's everything in USA?
I have to tell you, it was a lovely return to New York. It
I'm
was
happy that
really
you had a safe
nice.
return. That's very nice to hear.
Thank you. You know that feeling when you get off the plane and you have like the first shower and you're like, this is the
Right.
best shower I've
That's
ever
your
had in my
home.
life?
I can totally
All
imagine
right.
that.
So everyone's coming in. Let
Yes.
me just get started for you. You look very nice, by the way. I
So do
like
you.
your
I was just going to
flowers.
compliment. I love your pink. It's so
Oh, thank
beautiful.
you. I thought it would make me look more awake.
Oh yeah, since you had a
So,
late night fight, yes.
thanks for joining, everybody. Today we have the lovely Renu Chaudhary of the Diamond Talk, and she is going to be discussing the Nizams of Hyderabad. And just to give you a little bit of introduction, Renu is from a diamond dealing family in India and trained with two of the biggest diamond dealers in India, where she was, in fact, the only woman. And I'm going to let her tell you how she came to start her blog and online editorial of the Diamond Talk.
Right.
But what brought us together was she has done this incredible 21-part series on the Nizams of Hyderabad. And what I really wanted to know more about is, how do you get there? Why did you do it? And really just share with everybody, because it's overwhelming to put all this information together. This isn't an available collection. It's only been shown, I guess, once, right? Last year.
Right.
So
Right.
I'm going to turn it over to you, Reno. But what I would love to ask you to explain to viewers is what
Yes.
made you start the Diamond Talk?
Yes. Okay, so thank you for the lovely introduction. So, as you mentioned that I have been from the diamond family. So I was always working with the leading diamond manufacturing companies, trading into loose diamonds. So after quitting my job with one of my second company I was associated with, I wanted to share the entire knowledge across social media with my audience. Talk to them about gem and jewelry, talk to them about diamonds, about different kinds of jewelry, about different kinds and techniques of manufacturing of jewelry. So that's when, I thought about why not educate people and share the entire information and knowledge about the industry, so that because eventually we all are one big community of people. So the idea was to get the entire community all together and to spread that sparkle across social media.
I love that. How about what brought you to the series you've done on the Nizam? So what made
Yeah.
you start?
Right. So, Sharon, I'm a strong believer that every challenge brings a great opportunity. So, just when the whole world was under lockdown, I wanted to curate a content and share it with my audience, which would add value in their lives. Because I'm of a strong opinion, if someone is spending their 20 seconds of their time onto my page, it's my responsibility to make that time worthwhile. So I try my best to like share content which will add value, which will be educative, which will be informative. So during the lockdown period, I got into a live conversation with one of the jeweler from Hyderabad to talk about the Nizams of Hyderabad and his jewelry. And the amount of information he shared with us about the different kinds of jewelry, the different techniques of manufacturing of jewelry, and the different significance of each and every jewelry. I thought I have to curate and compile it and share it with my audience. So that's how the whole journey began. And I would just like to add one thing that initially I thought about starting with just six content of the entire series. But as I went on and on, it landed up to be a 21 content series of the entire Nizam of Hyderabad.
So I want to point out for everyone listening, there's so much information on the web, in text. It's hard to know where to start. And
Yes.
you said something when we were talking that blew me away, which is, if I wanted to find out about the Nizams, I wouldn't really know where to start. But you went to a family friend. Would you mind talking
Yes.
about what
Yes.
the connection, your personal connection to the collection?
Right. So like I mentioned to you, I wanted to do a series of live Instagram with, talking about the jewelry of Nizam of Hyderabad. So that's when a dear friend of mine got me connected to one of the jewelers from Hyderabad, that's Vittal Das jeweler, whose family has been a jeweler to the Nizam, and they are the fourth generation jeweler. So that's how the entire thing worked around. And when he spoke about the magnificent jewels of the Nizam and his wives, which are known as begums. So when he spoke about all these magnificent jewels, I was like, hey, 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 this is a lot of information. We need to share across with everybody.
I love
So
that.
that's how the whole journey began.
So again, please remind us when we're going through the images that these were discussions you had with the actual family members who
Yes,
did the original evaluation. So maybe we
yes.
should start from the top, and will you tell
Okay.
us a little bit about who the last Nizam was and
Yes,
in general
yes.
who the Nizams are?
Yes. So, guys, let's begin. So, he's a man of a conversation. That's Mir Usman Ali Khan. He is the seventh and the last Nizam of Hyderabad. There, the
Yep.
picture which Sharon has put up. So, he's the last Nizam of Hyderabad who ruled Hyderabad from the year 1911 till 1948. And as you can see, Mir Usman Ali Khan was really, really extremely fond of all the jewelries. And of course, I will show you the entire series as we get further in the conversation. And Sharon, I would just like to mention one more thing that my entire curation wouldn't have been possible without the support of my friend Pratik, without support of Mukesh and Swapnil, who's really helped me to compile everything. Because since you mentioned that, because of the lockdown, I couldn't access any library, couldn't access any museum. All the information I gathered was simply online. And of course, with the help and reference, of all these three important people who've been such a strong support system to like help me build this entire thing up. So there, Pratik is sending us a heart. Thank you.
So I have some requests to switch off the comments.
Okay.
Please note the following. Viewers, if you tap your own screen up at the top near me, it will hide the comments for you. But when we're putting up images, I will actually put them down so that you can see a little bit easier. I will absolutely take care of that. Okay,
Right.
so let's go with the very first thing I would like to know about is where is this collection and when was it seen?
Okay, so now let's get back to history. So that's the entire collection, which is actually in possession of the government of India currently. So talking about history, I would like to share that India got its independence in the year 1947, and the seventh Nizam made 54 trust, and the HEH, that's the Nizam Jewelry Trust, was made, and which took the custody of all the jewelry which belonged to these trusts. And eventually, in the year 1995, the government of India acquired 70, like around 70 billion US dollar worth of the goods which were of Nizams of Hyderabad. And currently, of course,
Wow.
all the jewelry are in possession with the government of India, and they were displayed last year at the National Museum in New Delhi. So this is the entire, you can see, guys, all the collection which is in possession with the Indian government right now.
Wow. I'm going to turn on the comments for one moment and just
Okay.
viewers let us know. Are you seeing all right with the iPad? Because I can also double the images on the screen with me as well. So again, were you present at the museum exhibition? So the one-shot deal last year I believe it was New Delhi, correct?
It was in New Delhi. That's correct. Yes.
Okay, so this isn't a collection that we can see. So in the US, we're very fortunate. We have the Met, we have the Smithsonian, we have options
Right.
to look at
Mm-hmm.
precious gemstones. This is one of the most incredible collections in the entire world, and it was a one-shot deal as far as I know. So,
Yes.
I'm thrilled to have us show these images. And again, you said your friend Swapnil, who I believe is with us,
Yes.
helped you and
Yes.
took most of the photographs. I believe
Yeah.
Swapnil was at the exhibition, correct?
Yeah. Swapnil had visited the exhibition last year, and it's only because of him. And believe me, Sharon, that once you make up your decision, the whole universe conspires to make it happen. So once I decided that I want to curate a series of Nizam of Hyderabad, I was just sitting on my Instagram trying to like use various hashtags so I could gather some more images. And that's the time I just casually and randomly came across Swapnil's handle, and oh my God, that was a treasure handle because that handle had all the images. And like like I mentioned, there are so many more images which I yet have. So probably I'll start a Nizam of Hyderabad part two sometime very soon.
Amazing. Okay, so let's start with the seventh Nizam was one of the biggest jewelry collectors and buyers
Mhm.
in the entire world. Why do you think he did it? Was it love of gemstones? What do you think motivated it?
Okay, so as you can see here, Sharon, the Indian kings love their jewelry because jewelry, displays their power, their strength, their status. So Nizam of Hyderabad, being the richest man during his time, and he was the richest man because he acquired all the wealth by ruling the richest territory of India. And he was a great admirer of diamonds, of emeralds, of ruby, of natural pearls. So that's how he became to be known as the greatest buyer during his time.
I believe the Golconda mine was in his region, correct?
Yes, yes,
Were
absolutely
natural
correct.
pearls in the region or he acquired them?
No, no, he acquired all the pearls. So I would like to share a story about the natural pearls. So
Please.
yeah.
Wow.
So this is a beautiful seven-line natural pearl necklace. So first, let
Wow.
me tell you why Nizam of Hyderabad had the greatest pearl collection. So Nizam of Hyderabad, Sharon, I know, like I mentioned, that he was a fond admirer of jewelry. And the collection of pearls he had could fill up the Olympic size pool. So there's a story that goes by. Oh yeah, that's correct. He could
An
fill up,
Olympic sized pool of
yes,
natural pearls.
of natural pearls. Imagine, I mean, if I think about it, I'm like, oh my God, that's like so much of natural pearl, right?
So how
So
does
there's
that even happen? Like were people coming? I know that in the book, the Cartier family, the Cartiers by Francesca Cartier,
right,
they were
right.
coming to visit him to sell. So would they
Mm-hmm.
have been selling, would there have been lots of dealers coming to him to sell natural
Yes,
pearls?
yes, yes. So, as far as
Crazy.
my research, that's what I have acquired. That all the traders from Middle East they came with a collection to the Nizam of Hyderabad to offer. But as we know, each pearl is of different size, different luster, different color. So it was impossible for the Nizam to make one jewelry from one particular collection. So he kept on collecting a lot of natural pearls and a lot of natural pearls till he could symmetrically, align them into a fine piece of jewelry. And that's how, his collection built up to be as big as, that could fill up a Olympic
So
size pool.
basically, it took the Olympic pool until he found all the perfect ones for that necklace.
Right, right, right.
Wild.
And Sharon, this one is one of
Can
the
you zoom in a
masterpiece.
little?
Yes, yes. So this one is a seven-line a natural pearl, and here you can see that the
Whoa.
quality and the luster of these pearls. And can I add something? This has
Yeah.
465 natural pearls of same size, same luster, like
Wow.
465 pieces of natural pearl. This is
That
one of a
is
kind. Yeah,
wild.
this is one of a kind. See, just see this. It's so
Unbelievable.
beautiful.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely. I'm going to
absolutely,
turn the
absolutely.
comments on for a moment so that people can ask something if they want to. But
Yes,
that's unbelievable.
yes,
So, okay,
absolutely.
we've got all the pearls in the world. And remember, these are natural. So it would have been a
Yes,
natural irritant inside the mollusk causing this to come out. And then
right,
finding the perfect ones in that Olympic pool, which is
right.
unbelievable. Then
Um,
what I would love to know next is
yes,
could you define, when I was looking through your series, there were some terms that I think are very interesting. And one of them I'd
mm-hmm.
love to ask you about is the sarpech. Would you please tell us a little bit
Yes,
about what it means and what it is and what it looked
sure.
like?
So this is a Sarpesh. So Nizam of Hyderabad had many head ornaments. So
Whoa.
this was one of the head ornaments which he had. Yeah, I'll show you a few more. And Sharon, I would like to add that this Sarpej is also worn by the Indian groom on the day of his wedding. So
Okay.
because on the day of his wedding, he's like the Maharaja and he's going there to like get his bride, to conquer his bride. So the Indian groom also wears a sarupage on the day of his wedding. So this particular one, Sharon, can you imagine this is made of 100 carats of pigeon red Burmese ruby. I mean, look at
Wow.
the color and different sizes and different shapes
Oh,
of these
wow.
beautiful Burmese ruby. And here you can see a big pear drop ruby hanging here.
Yes, please.
And Sharon, this is not
Wow.
it. This is not it, Sharon. This particular surface, you can see these brulets here. So they have a yellow tinge and they're approximately 65 carats. Can you see this? Exactly, Sharon. I was completely
No,
mesmerized myself.
I
So, and
mean,
I mean, look at the beauty and the shape,
that
everything.
is crazy.
Yes.
Um, does it?
And
I can imagine if you load up all these gemstones, you're wearing it basically here, yeah?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wouldn't it give you a headache? Just,
I'm,
I know that's a
I'm
dumb
sure
question, but like, it's pretty heavy, no?
no, no, no. But this is the most important jewelry because it shows the power of an emperor. So, all the Maharajas wore their head ornament with a lot of pride because, like I mentioned, it is the most important part of the jewelry. So this is
Um,
one beautiful sarpage. And Sharon, I would like to show you a picture of the young Nawab wearing the sarpage, if you can
oh
see it here.
wow! So this would be the son of the Nizam?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see he's wearing
Wow.
this
And
beautiful
is
sarpage.
it that ruby sarpech that he's wearing?
Same. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely. It's the
Wow.
same ruby
So
sarpage. Yes.
Anita has written in the questions that she's worn a sarpech. So
Oh,
would
lovely.
you let us know in the comments? Was it heavy? Was it bejeweled and was it heavy? And for how long did you wear it?
See, look at this sarpage now. This
Oh,
is a fine Colombian emerald sarpage. Just look at the green emeralds and the same water, the effect that they have.
wow. So, what I find incredible is he ruled until 1948 during up to partition, right? So,
Hmm.
this isn't that long ago. And what I
This isn't
find
that long ago.
incredible is to have natural resources at that level. I mean, it's just mind-boggling what was acquired, right? Those
Oh,
emeralds,
absolutely.
you said they're Colombian, right?
Yes,
They're perfection. And the government of
absolutely.
India now has this in its collection. It belongs to the
Hmm.
government.
Yes,
Wow.
yes. And
Oh,
believe me, Sharon, he had the finest quality, be it emeralds, be it rubies, be it diamonds, be it pearls. The
crazy.
best quality of everything was, is seen in all his jewelry.
I am corrected that Anita's son wore it because the man wears it and he wore it
Yes.
for the entire evening. Thank you for the correction. I would not turn that down. I don't know if you remember in my live with Siddharth from Gem Palace, he
I
showed us
remember
the
seeing
one that
that.
his father made.
Yes,
But
yes.
after the wedding, it will convert to pieces for the bride.
Oh, yes,
Does this
yes.
one
So,
convert?
no, so this one, Sharon, the Burmese ruby one, so this one converts into six small different ornaments. So they could be head ornament, they could be a brooch, they could be a pendant. So I was just thinking about, as I was researching that Nizam of Hyderabad was so thoughtful that he believed in multifunctional use of a piece of jewelry,
Wow.
not about just wearing it one time, but even like the kids could be wearing it or the begums could be wearing it. So it's like the legacy goes on and on.
Unbelievable. For those of you
Yes,
joining us, I'm going to leave the comments off until we do our 20 minutes of Q&A, but please throw any questions in the question mark box and I'll be pulling them up periodically to make sure your comments get in. But
right.
one thing I want to really emphasize is that we are looking at a collection that was one of the absolute finest in the entire world. So to have the access to it, I think it's really interesting thinking about the multifunctional pieces. We don't
Absolutely,
really see
Sharon.
that anymore, right? I mean, it's interesting
Yeah,
because there was so many ways to wear that during and after, right?
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, we should
And I
bring
would
that
just quickly
back.
and show you this another one. This is known as Kalgi. So this is worn with a feather. Again, just look at the
Whoa.
quality and the sizes of the emeralds. And here you can see one missing emerald
Can
because
you define for the viewers what does that mean? What this piece is? What's the
okay,
name
so
and what does it mean?
yeah. So this piece, this is also a turban ornament, which is
Oh,
worn
okay.
on the turban, and the name of this piece is Kalgi. So which is
Kalgi.
worn with a feather. Yeah, it's worn with a
Okay,
feather
with a
here.
feather.
Let me just see if I can pull a picture of the Nizam wearing it. Uh, so see, this is not. This is a different form of Kalgi. You can see he's worn it with a feather here.
Oh, lovely. Wow.
Yeah, these are again the son of Mir Usman Ali Khan.
Now, at the time, would the sarpech only have been worn by royalty? We have the comment that it was to symbolize royalty. In modern times, they are worn by other people as well, but at the time, would it
Yeah.
have been only royalty?
Yeah, as far as my understanding is, it was worn, by the kings and the
Okay.
maharajas during that time. Because,
Okay.
as I mentioned to you, sarpage or the turban ornament showed the power of an emperor. So
Okay.
it was worn by the royal family.
So I
And
want to point out for viewers
yes,
also that we are going to talk about the begum, the brides, the women in the
yes,
family, but the vast majority of the jewelry until this century was worn by men. So we are going to be talking
absolutely.
about the Nizam's collection because he really wore most of everything.
He wore the most of everything, as you can see in the
Yeah, and
picture
we
here
have
itself.
a men's discussion on Tuesday with Robbie Fairchild to talk about, should we be bringing
Perfect.
this back for men to dress up some more?
Of
So,
course.
my next question for you is could you describe some of the different names that were used for gemstones by the Nizams? Because I loved that
Yes,
in your series. It was new
yes.
for me, so if you wouldn't mind.
Of course, of course. So basically, when I heard the name of different gemstones for the first time, I was as mesmerized as as how you are, because these words just sounded with so much of royalty, in their own way. For example, diamond was known as kaval. Then we have the uncut diamond, which is known as almas. We have the brilliants, which were known as goshwara.
Okay. Can I
Rubies
can
are
I pause you
known.
there? Does
Yes.
anybody know if Goshwara means briolette? Do we think the jewelry company Goshwara is named after the briolette? I mean, it's a
I hope
random
we are.
question, but I'm curious if anybody knows. Gaurav, before we continue, Gaurav was asking just to clarify, where is that missing emerald that we showed in the last
So,
turban ornament?
yeah, so in this one, Gaurav, that's a very interesting question. So, as you know, that these are all crafted in the 18th and 19th and 20th century. And of course, then now they've been in the possession of the government of India. So, probably either like a piece must have fallen off or, accidentally misplaced somewhere. And since we all know that the Nizam of Hyderabad loved his jewelry, so they perhaps may have been like that he's worn a lot many times. So that's how there must have been like a loose checking probably. So that's a mystery
Well,
where the missing diamonds or the missing emerald is. But this is what my guess is.
okay, so we have the Goshwara, and what else?
Okay, so yeah, sorry. So getting back, so we have the brilliants are known as Gushwara, the rubies are known as Yakut, and the emeralds I just showed you are known as Jamrud. So these are
Oh,
all Deccani words, very
okay.
Hyderabadi and very Deccani words of each
And
gemstone. And these are just few of them. I'm sure that there are many other names for the other gemstones as well.
and we have quite a few Hyderabadi friends watching, so I'm
Oh,
sure they'll jump
lovely.
in and
Hi.
help us. Okay, so there was a question from Reedy, are they worn during weddings now? Definitely yes, and Siddharth will be
Totally.
wearing it if and when he chooses to get married. So when we turn to the turban ornaments, there was
Yes.
another one that you showed that I thought was really lovely. Could you
Yes.
talk a little bit about the tura?
Yeah, so this is another beautiful turban ornament. This is known as tura, which is in the form of a stem rose. So here we can see we have strings of Basra pearls and we have droplets of emeralds right at the below. And the centerpiece is made of uncut diamond.
Of course it
So
is.
this one again is worn by the Nizams. I have a picture of the young Nizam, young Nawab wearing this tura. If you can see it,
Wow.
here, right here.
Can you explain? You said Basra pearls. What is a Basra pearl?
Yeah. So, Sharon, there's a lot of misconception. People think that natural pearls are called Basra pearls. But Basra is not the name of a pearl. So, Basra is a city in Iraq where the traders from Middle East and India gathered to trade natural pearls. So, because there was a lot of trading happening of natural pearls, that's how the term Basra pearl has evolved. But even till now, people relate natural pearl and they call it as Basra pearl. And this is
Thank you.
especially in India because I had a live chat with Danat last week, and they had told me that there's no term known as Basra pearls. It is
Okay.
natural pearls. So he had
Okay, and
all the
I
natural
do want to
pearls.
point out to viewers that you have a series you just completed on natural pearls that they can also
Oh
see
yes.
on the Diamond Talk. Um, Next question is, could you actually talk about the Golconda Diamond? So I believe the ones you just showed, the uncut, would be from Golconda because it would be in the
Absolutely,
territory.
absolutely, absolutely. So, Golconda diamonds, I can go on and on talking about diamonds and natural pearls. So, continuing to diamonds now. So, these are the Indian diamonds, and Sharon, these diamonds are mined in the geographical area of present-day Andhra state, Andhra Pradesh, and Telangana state. And both these territory belonged to the Nizam of Hyderabad.
Lucky
So all
Nizam.
the, I mean, Lucky Nizam, exactly. So all the diamonds which were mined in Golconda belonged to Nizam of Hyderabad.
By
And
default,
Sharon,
just they were his.
by default, and
Wow.
it was a pride for any ruler to have a possession of Golconda in his territory. And so the Golconda Sultanate became to be known as a capital, as a diamond capital. And I would just like to add one little thing, Sharon. During my research, I came to know in India there were 38 mines, and 23 diamond mines belonged in the Golconda Sultanate.
Oh,
So, can
stop.
you imagine the amount of diamonds that was sourced and procured, which all belonged to the Nizam of Hyderabad? And his jewelry had
Unbelievable.
big, big, big Golconda diamonds, like really
Incredible.
huge ones. Yes,
And the Golconda diamonds, my first time seeing a Golconda diamond in person was at the recent Altani exhibition of Christie's.
lovely.
And
Right.
I've heard the description as it's sort of a water color.
Yes,
It's the
right,
most incredible colorless color. Can
right,
you
right.
can you talk a little bit about it?
Oh yeah, totally. I would love to. So Sharon, Golconda diamonds, they are type 2A. And when I say type 2A, I mean that they have very marginal, like a very small percentage of nitrogen inside them.
Okay.
So just to add to my viewers, that nitrogen is a component which adds on to the yellow tinge in a diamond. So a type 1A diamond will have approximately a lot of nitrogen, hence it appears to be very yellow. But the Golconda diamonds are type 2A and they are absolutely white. And these Golconda
They're
diamonds
amazing.
type 2A, Sharon, they demand a premium of approximately 5 to 15% higher than a normal diamond.
Okay.
And some of the most popular and the famous diamonds, which are really famous world over, have been from the very famous Indian Golconda mines. And I'm so proud about that.
Amazing.
There's Star of the South, there's Sassy, there's Daryanur, there's a famous Kohinoor, and you can go on and on. I mean,
Wow.
it's just so grateful, like such amazing diamonds with such beautiful color, luster, and all from India. I mean, that makes me so proud. That makes all of us so proud. India
How
had the finest
lovely.
quality of diamonds and the jewels of Nizam of Hyderabad, the legacy of the Maharajas, be it the Maharaja of Baroda, of Kapurthala. I mean, there's so much of legacy and history, about the Indian Maharajas and the jewelry from India.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, so I am very interested in, you mentioned in your series that there is a European influence in
Yes.
some of the ornament types and techniques
Mm-hmm.
that you saw in
Mm-hmm.
the collection. Would you
Mm-hmm.
talk through what to you seems European and highlight a bit of the pieces?
Yes. So I would like to begin with this particular necklace, Sharon.
Oh,
This is
wow.
one of a famous, very popular necklace, which has a very European
It's quite
craftsmanship.
lacy.
Exactly, it's absolutely lacy, and the beauty, Sharon, this is made of all Golconda diamonds, and each diamond is of different shape and it's of different size. Can you see this? They're all different shape, different sizes, and this is also a
Incredible.
great example of Indian craftsmanship because it's not easy to symmetrically,
Wow.
align these different shape and sizes of diamond into a piece of jewelry. And here you can see they're all different shapes, and the center has a beautiful pear drop diamond right
Oh,
here.
look at that drop. Yes,
Yes.
please. So I'm assuming these would all be Golconda diamonds also.
All the
And
diamonds.
we were asked the question, is it true that the Golconda diamonds tend to be extremely high in their clarity?
Yes, absolutely correct. Like I mentioned to you, they are type 2A, which means that they have very little or no trace of nitrogen inside them. So they're the finest color and the finest clarity. And all the diamonds in the Nizam of Hyderabad's jewelry collection are all from
Well, his
the,
would
the
be
Golconda
perfect.
mines. So that's how, I mean, just imagine that you have a mine, and if you have any diamond, okay, fine, let's make a ring out of it. Let's make a pendant out of it. How easy was it, was for the Nizam of Hyderabad? One diamond comes and said, okay, fine, let's make this. I mean, so easy, right? He didn't have to
And
waste much time.
I do want to remind the viewers that, as in Francesca Cartier's book, the Cartiers started out as vendors. So they were
Yes.
really coming to the Nizam to sell,
Mm-hmm.
not to produce,
Oh, yes,
which is
yes,
interesting. He
absolutely.
had
Absolutely.
incredible market power.
Oh, totally. And continuing further, Sharon, even the chain of this beautiful
Wow.
necklace
Wait, is
is
that all
made of
diamonds?
diamonds. Absolutely, Sharon.
Oh,
All diamonds. All
yes,
diamonds.
please.
Can you imagine? And
No,
this is not it,
I would be
Sharon.
fine with it. I would accept.
This is not. And
Look
Sharon,
at
look
the
at this clasp.
clasp. Oh,
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
stop. A giant step cut. Yes,
Yes.
please. That would be
Yeah.
fine with me.
Oh, absolutely fine with everybody. So
Um,
here you can see.
I also was really interested in the belts that you showed. Do you consider them to
Yes.
be a European influence?
Oh yeah, totally, Sharon. So I would like to say that the Nizam of Hyderabad had a great influence of the European lifestyle also. So here you can see he's wearing all high collared button coats, so which gave him a very less opportunity to adorn his jewelry. So all he would do is to just keep on wearing them, on his coats, on his laces.
Load it up.
So just load it up because everything was just like so high necked and full sleeves and everything, correct? So one of a great piece of European influence are the belts. I would like to show you this one particular belt, Sharon. So again,
Whoa,
all in Golconda diamonds, absolutely Golconda diamonds. And you can see
that's
different
crazy.
shapes, and here again, there's one little piece
Missing.
missing here. So probably it may have been fallen off, or no idea.
Well, and
But Sharon,
the Golconda mines are basically depleted, so you couldn't
yeah.
easily find a replacement for that
Oh,
piece. Yeah.
no. But Sharon, there's a history behind this beautiful belt, that this is the only belt which was not made in Hyderabad. This is a belt which was made in France. But the
Okay.
diamonds were given by the Nizam of Hyderabad
Okay.
to be put and to be crafted in France, to some jeweler in France, but the name of the jeweler wasn't mentioned anywhere.
Okay.
So
If
that's hard to
anybody
know.
knows, send it in to us because
Yeah,
we'd
please
love to
send
know.
to us. We would, yeah, we'd love to know. So this
But
was
again,
one
he's
beautiful.
wearing the belts because he has European clothing on that's hiding the jewels, so he needs more
Yeah,
options to put the diamonds
he
out.
needs
Love it.
totally, and there are more belts, Sharon. So this particular one, you can see this, and these belts were
Zoom
known
in.
as baglus. Yeah, these belts were known as baglus. Even they had a Hyderabadi word to it. So this is a shoulder belt. You can see this
Ooh,
right here. It goes. Imagine wearing a
wow.
belt from your shoulder. And the beauty of this belt, Sharon, this also has a dagger stand, which I will show you later on in a zoomed in picture. This particular thing you can see here,
Yeah.
that's actually a dagger stand where the Nizam of Hyderabad would place his dagger. Like everything was so thought
You never
about.
know when you're going to need a dagger stand on your stomacher. It could come up.
Yeah, there you go. That's a zoomed in picture of the dagger.
That's wild. And
Again,
again,
and
these
see
are
this.
all perfect diamonds from the
Mm-hmm.
region. Oh, isn't that
Oh,
beautiful work? And this
totally.
work was done in India?
Everything was made in Hyderabad except for the belt which I showed you previously. That was
Okay.
made in France. Rest everything was made in India.
So let me ask you, you know the family of jewelers that did the original valuation, I think in
Yes,
95 for the government,
yes,
right?
yes, yes.
How do you evaluate the value of jewels that are
Oh.
irreplaceable? Where do you go?
So, Sharon, these jewels have such historic significance and relevance it's actually very difficult to like gather the exact value and calculate the exact value of these beautiful jewels. Like, when I asked Hitesh the same question, he had the same answer. It's so difficult to actually, know the actual value of these lovely jewelry of Nizam of Hyderabad. So can I show you one more belt? I hope we have
Please.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So here, this is another beautiful one. So in
Oh,
this belt,
wow.
this
Yeah.
is this is set again has Golconda uncut diamonds, and this is set in Kundan style. You know, and
Gorgeous.
Sharon, this belt actually has three different buckles. One is here, one is in the center, and
Yep.
one is to right here. So again, the Nizam of Hyderabad was so
Convert.
thoughtful that these could be adjusted according to the size of the waist. So everything was thought about and calculated and
I mean,
made
could
to
you imagine
precision.
when you have like your little bit of winter weight, you have a way to give yourself a bit more room? With diamonds,
Absolutely.
of course. Why
With
not?
diamonds, of course. And Sharon, this particular belt is a buckle, is a great example of Deccan craftsmanship. I don't have the backside picture of this belt, of this buckle, but the backside has a thin sheet of gold, which has a beautiful floral carving. So again, a great
Gorgeous.
example of Deccan craftsmanship. Beautiful belt.
Absolutely wonderful work. Wow.
And these are
Um,
just few of the belts, Sharon. There are a lot more.
I mean, that's the thing. I do think when you and I were talking about how you put the series together, I think it is a huge undertaking, even just to
Yeah,
pull together what images
absolutely,
do you
Sharon.
choose, what
Yes.
texts you cite. Can you just
Yes,
remind any viewers who would have come in your primary sources? How did you kind of
yes,
figure out what you wanted to
yes.
emphasize?
So Sharon, like I mentioned, it was really very difficult for me to select. I thought about just curating six content based on the Nizam of Hyderabad. But as I kept on researching and researching and researching and talking to my friends, and like I mentioned, that Pratik and Mukesh and Swapnil, these three guys have really been a strong supporter and a great help for me to curate and put the entire series together. Since all the museums were shut, since all the libraries were shut because of the lockdown, my only source of information was internet. So of course, I've really spent a lot of time, like literally 2 whole weeks was spent just to research and to make sure that the content I'm posting on my handle will add value to my audience. They should feel content that I have spent 20 seconds on Renu's handle, and oh my God, I feel so happy to have invested my 20 seconds, by visiting onto her page. That's always been my main idea, that people should come and they should go, with a sense of getting so much knowledge and so much of insight and information about the industry.
That's so nice. And I will say it's hundreds of hours. It's a lot of work to pull this all together.
It's a lot of work, Sharon. It
Yeah.
is a lot of work.
Now, I want to get to my favorite part of your series, which is will you tell us the story of Osman Ali Khan, please, and get to the big payoff? I want to know
So,
about the what was in the toe of the shoe.
oh yeah, totally. So there you go. This huge piece of rock was in the toe of his father's shoe. So which he thought was just a casual piece of rock,
I
and he used it
can't.
as a paperweight. I mean, imagine like if you and me had to find a diamond, or maybe a small diamond, we like value it with so much of care that oh my God, we found a diamond placing.
It's
And he's
just
like,
a
okay, it's
paperweight.
it's just a paperweight. So there's a beautiful,
Crazy.
yeah, it's absolutely, and I was amazed when I gathered about this beautiful
Will
story, which
you
I would
zoom
love to
in? Yeah,
share.
that one's
Yeah.
unbelievable. And you have some more
So
questions, so I'm going to pull it up.
sure, sure.
Oh, is it true that the Nizams need to wear 3 bajuband each hand mandatory? And we're going to be moving on to the armbands. Also,
Yes,
my co-founder said I deserve the Jacob Diamond. Thank you.
of
Please
course.
remember that if I ever annoy you, because I will accept the Jacob Diamond anytime. Thank you. Okay, let's do. Actually, shall we move on maybe to the women? Let's do
Okay,
the
sure.
Begum.
Okay, sure.
How many wives
With
did the
pleasure.
Nizam have, and were they of equal rank?
Yeah, so there we see a picture of his seven gorgeous Begum. So the wives in Hyderabad or in Urdu, they're known as Begum. So these are
Maybe a little
seven,
closer.
yeah, these are seven Begum, one, two, three. four, five, six, seven. Seven Begum of Nizam of Hyderabad, and they are, at least in this picture, they are wearing the same kind of jewelry, wearing the same kind
Okay.
of outfit. So I'm guessing that they were of the same equal rank.
Excellent. If anybody has any more info on the ranking of the Begum, tell us, please. I would love to start then with the armbands. Can we do the bajuban and then
Oh
we'll do
yeah,
maybe some of the other pieces?
oh yeah, for sure. So Sharon, I would like to share that earlier Bajuband, they were worn by the man because they were a masculine jewelry. But of
Okay.
course, gradually the women also started adorning themselves with a lot of jewelry. So this particular Bajuband, Sharon, it's very beautiful because it's of great historic relevance. This is a fusion of gold and silver. So here
Wow.
you can see there is gold work and there is silver. In this Bajuban Sharon I mean, just hold your breath now. This is a 25 carat uncut diamond in the center. And I
Yes.
mean, it's just 25 carat. After
Yes.
seeing the Jacob, this is just 25
Well,
carats,
I mean,
right?
if you're throwing a giant Jacob diamond around as a paperweight, I guess this is really going to pale.
So
That's
this is a 20.
amazing. And do we know, were they required to wear three?
I'm not too sure about that. I will probably ask my friends from Hyderabad to give us more clearer and confirmed information on that, whether they were supposed to be wearing three Baju band. So getting back to this one, Sharon, this one, and the smaller diamonds, they have been aligned in the shape of a petal, so giving a look of a realistic flower. And there is
Wow.
a special name for this Baju Band, which is known as Kiran Ka Baju Band, because it's
Okay.
in the form of a realistic flower. So it's a
Unbelievable
perfect
work.
example and a perfect fusion of gold and silver work out here. And Sharon, this one also has a great Meenakari work at the back.
Oh, wow.
There you can
Look
see.
at that. Oh, isn't that
Absolutely.
exquisite?
And did you notice that the Meenakari during the Nizam of Hyderabad that was done on white base? Because the meenakari that we see in Rajasthan, they are all bright
Right.
colors. They're
Yes.
reds and they're blues and they're pinks. But here is a very unique meenakari done in white base. So I can share a little bit about the meenakari that
Please.
this is known as Karbani meenakari because this particular meenakari was done in a place known as Karwan, which is in Hyderabad. And Nizam of Hyderabad, I believe was more fond of subtle colors and preferred white base as against the red, bright blue color. So that's how so exclusive and yeah.
Second, sorry. I have no idea where that went. So let's maybe restart at the Nizam preferred the white to pop against the red. Is that correct?
Yes, yes, yes.
Amazing.
And now this is
Anita
amazing,
is
right?
saying Anita is saying I missed a question. So Anita, if you will please repeat the question, send it in. That would be very helpful so that I can make sure I answer your question. She said correctly that I was totally distracted by the Jacob diamond. You are correct. I was thrown off by the Jacob. I'm going to turn
Ah,
on the comments because we
okay.
have 15 minutes and I want to
Oh
make
yes,
sure everybody can ask you whatever they want.
sure.
But we do have a lot to do.
We
So
have a lot to do.
let's do can you tell me what the choti taviz mean
Oh yeah.
for the begum?
Yeah. So this particular ornament, this is known as choti tabis. So choti means braid and tabis means an amulet. So this is a square shaped pendant which has Golconda diamonds on both the sides. And now there's a significance of why the Begums wore choti tabis. So this was worn as a protection against the evil eye. And there's a certain way of how this choti tabis was worn. Here we can see that it's suspended from the hair and falling onto the right shoulder. So
Okay.
it's just like, it's just gracefully falling from your hair onto your right shoulder and just casually used as a sign of protection against the evil. I mean, how cool is that? Who wouldn't want to wear a choti taviz? Like I
Well,
would
and
love to wear.
I would be open to it as well. And we just posted for wedding traditions, the something borrowed, something blue, something old, something new comes from warding off the evil eye. So this is yet another example of a powerful talisman that is a
Totally.
global cultural connection. So
Absolutely.
interesting. Oh, I love
And
that.
and in current days, Sharon, this one is worn as a pendant. In the current time, Choti
Oh,
Tabis is worn as a pendant.
oh, great.
So
I
yes.
would accept those as well, folks. Okay, so question. Oh, I asked your question. Excellent, Anita. I'm so happy. Good. I'm trying not to miss anybody. Please jump in, folks, if you have questions. So when we think through the overall collection, do we have any sense of, were the Begum involved in any ceremonial external performances? Would people have seen them in the jewels, or they were strictly worn at home?
I'm guessing that they were strictly worn at home or maybe for a royal ceremony. So probably.
All right, you have some questions. Let me make sure. Um, let's see. So I am asked, how can you identify what is not Basra? And
Okay.
also, that's lovely. Where is your favorite jewelry from? What was your favorite piece from the collection?
Oh, totally. I would love to answer that. So anything to do with the natural pearl is something which I'm really fond of. And while I was researching Sharon, I came across this beautiful natural pearl and uncut diamond choker. This is something
Yeah.
so classy and so elegant. I just couldn't have my eyes off this beautiful choker. It's so beautiful. And I would just like to share this choker was known as Chintak. And there was a reason that, and the Begums had different kinds of Chintak or the chokers, which were made in emeralds. They were also made in sapphire. So there you can see, this is a beautiful
Oh,
Chintak
wow.
made in
Emerald.
emeralds.
Yes, please.
And also, and another beautiful piece of jewelry which I really admired was a blue sapphire. I'm not too sure what yeah, is this one. Look at how gorgeous is this. I
Whoa.
mean, look at that
Now,
sapphire.
now, when I spoke with Siddharth, we talked about the superstition in India
Hmm.
about sapphires, that depending on your zodiac, they may not be for you. So
Exactly, yes.
that basically tells us that the Begum who wore this maybe was the correct sign, that it
Yeah,
aligns for
yeah.
her.
And I guess that also says that that's why we wouldn't find many sapphire ornaments in the collection of Nizam of Hyderabad, because when these jewels were displayed, these were the only ones. This is the only blue color ornament I came across. And I can see my
Wow.
friend Mukesh, who's helped me curate the series here. So Mukesh, a shout out of thanks to you and to Pratik
Okay.
and to Swapnil. Thank you. Because of you guys, we are able to share this legacy across social media.
Exactly. And it's so fascinating. Absolutely wonderful collection. Now, there's no way to see it anymore, right? Unless they
Unfortunately.
put it back out, we're out,
Yes,
correct?
yes, absolutely
Wow.
correct. Yes.
Oh, that's
And I
wild.
really hope that the exhibition comes around soon because it's going to be
Right.
so spectacular to see the collection.
So I had in my notes from your series that you
Hmm.
referred to one of the diamonds as samosa, like
Oh
this.
yeah, no. No,
Can you
it's
show us
not
the
the.
samosa?
Yes, so as I was talking to you about this beautiful this beautiful natural pearl necklace. So
Yeah.
Sharon, you can see the clasp. It's made of a triangular cut diamond.
Oh,
So this setting is known as samosa. The way these diamonds are set is known as samosa. And again, there's a story why these uncut diamonds were placed there, so that these clasps could hold the weight of the pearl, and the pearl could flow very, very gracefully.
wow.
So samosa is the term given to the setting of here. You can see these are samosa.
Oh, isn't
A
this
much
incredible? And
a
I
clearer
love that
picture.
there's an architecture to it. So it's not just
Exactly. Look at this.
having it lie perfectly. You have a lot more questions. Let me try to grab some people in.
Yes, sure.
Okay, so we have a question about the Jugni pendant. Was it
Oh
from
yes.
the Nizams? Yes,
Oh
right?
yes, totally. So as I mentioned to you about the choker, the Begums also wore an additional long pendant, which is
Okay.
known as Jugni, and this is the Jugni one. Sorry here. So again, this is also made in natural pearls. You can see here a 7 line of natural pearl,
Oh,
which has an uncut diamond and a big drop of emerald. You can see here.
I'm fine with that.
This is just the front, Sharon. Wait till I show the back side of it.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
what
there
I
you
love
go.
about the, oh, wow, look at
Look
the
at this.
Miyakari. That's
Exactly.
crazy. Wow, that's
Exactly.
spectacular work. And I do want to point out for viewers who have not been part of our series that part of our mission as Beekman New York is to highlight high jewelry from all parts of the world and all cultures. And this is exquisite high jewelry that dates back
Totally.
to the Mughals. So we have an
Absolutely.
incredible example of high jewelry with brilliant architecture.
Yeah, that's
Okay. You have a comment from Reedy that she's awestruck. I agree with you, Reedy. Look at that emerald. It's so clear. It is so,
absolutely
you never find something like
never
that.
find. So
Wow.
that's the beauty, he had the best quality of
Of every,
emeralds, of rubies, of diamonds. Everything was the topmost, most clarity. There was no compromise, I'm guessing, in the entire collection of Nizams.
that is just unbelievable. All right, you've got some more questions. So, oh, Renu, can you show us the beautiful ring you are wearing?
Oh, oh yeah, that's the yeah. It's just a diamond ring.
And I'm going to make a plug for Verdura. This is a Verdura
Oh,
diamond.
but Sharon, I have to say that I'm completely in love with all the collection that you have. They are one of a kind, exclusive collection. I have been following and a great admirer of your, of the lovely work that you do. So if you can
Oh,
always share with the audience, what is Beekman New York all about? I think it will be so incredible.
I knew you were going to have to interview me at some point. I couldn't
Yeah,
let
because
you
I
on
was
the other
amazed. I was
side.
in love when I heard the entire concept about you. So of course, why not share
So sweet. So, Beekman New York is a sharing platform. We are a living library of gems and jewelry from all the major luxury houses in the world, all over the
Yes,
world. And our
yes.
goal, like a library, is that you can check out pieces from us, like checking out a book. Teach yourself anything you'd want to know about them. We have the
Lovely.
cut, the heritage of the house, anything we know about the techniques that were used. Take them out, enjoy them, love them, give them back, and try something else. Because we really want jewelry to circulate. We don't want to
Absolutely.
cause additional harm to the earth. And by recirculating, there's no additional damage, but you can still enjoy and treasure high jewelry. So you do have more questions. I don't want to miss
Sure.
anybody.
Sure,
Um,
Sharon.
let me make sure. You're just getting lots and lots of love, Renu. So,
Oh, thank you.
what I would love to ask you a bit more, you were asked what's your favorite jewelry in general, so not just the Nizam. So, after you've
So,
been doing all of this searching, what are you looking for? What's your dream piece?
so just in general, as I mentioned, that natural diamonds and natural pearl is something that's always fascinated me because it's my family business and my father, he's into trading of loose diamonds. I've been associated with the diamond companies. So for me, every jewelry with natural diamonds, of course, like bigger the better. So those are like my personal favorite kind of a jewelry. So that's something which I always love to, maybe like a simple solitaire. It doesn't have to be very tacky, doesn't have to be, like overdone with the designing. Even if a single solitaire, I think that's perfectly fine with me. Something which is graceful, elegant, and just speaks for itself. So that's what I believe in.
I love that. And we definitely want to make sure if somebody would like to know more about the Nizam of Hyderabad, you have the full 21-part
Yes,
series up on the Diamond Talk on your
yes,
Instagram.
yes.
And will you just shout out the people who helped you again if you want to look at these
Oh yeah,
Instagram
for sure.
sites as well?
Yes. So three of my like now my dear friends. Of course, Pratik has been he's a family to me. So Pratik has been a great supporter. There's Mukesh from Hyderabad who's also been such a helper. Of course, we have Swapnil who's helped me with all the images selflessly. Like, believe me, Sharon, at any given point in time, I just had to DM him that, hey, Swapnil, can you please clarify this to me or that to me? And he was always at it. And of course, I have to give the entire credit to the jeweler from Hyderabad, that's Vittal Das. Because of him, I learned so much through the live conversation, and that helped me to give me the idea to curate everything and to put it across my social media handle. So I think these four people, a big round of applause to all of y'all, is because of you that we have been able to curate the entire series.
I love that. And you have a series currently on about the couture jewelry.
Yes,
You want to tell us
currently.
quickly?
Yeah, so Sharon, I try to come up with a different series every week. Like you mentioned last week, I spoke about different kinds of natural pearls, and this week, because since the Paris Couture Week wasn't able to take place as scheduled because of the entire virus situation, but I'm trying my best to at least reach out to audience and to show the audience about the different high jewelry which has come up, with like different brands. So though I have not yet been to Paris for any of the couture week, but of course it's my dream that one fine day I will be there at most of the high jewelry stores and capturing those images for my audience across social media.
Oh, I love that. Now, for those of you watching, you can follow Renu, obviously, at the Diamond Talk. You can follow her collaborators. And if you're enjoying this content, we do these live discussions weekly with brilliant people like Renu.
Thank you, Sharon.
Today, we are going to continue the discussion about men's jewelry. So Robbie Fairchild, who is the star of An American in Paris on Broadway, as well as the recent movie Cats, you are welcome to tease him about Cats.
Lovely,
He's
lovely.
going to be joining us to talk about the history of men and jewelry. We're going to talk about recent trendsetters like Harry Styles, some of the differences that we've seen. James Bond wore beautiful cufflinks.
Nice.
And try to push the discussion on what would we like to be seeing now in men's jewelry. You do have another question. I want to make sure I don't skip anybody.
Sure. Yeah.
Let's see. One last one. Who can we fit in? Nope,
sure.
Just some more love for you. Lots of love.
Oh, thank you.
Please follow us at Beekman New York. Please borrow from us at beekmannyc.com and treat yourself. We can't offer you the jewels of the Nizam, but we can offer you from 1870 to the present
Lovely.
of all the luxury houses in the world, with many from India that we're very, very proud and happy to share.
Absolutely, Sharon.
Thank you so much, Sharon. This was
thank you, Sharon, for giving us all your time. It was really a pleasure. Thank you.
It. Have a great
Bye.
evening. And thank
you too.
everyone
Have a great day.
From India as well in this time zone. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much.